We are live. Let me actually just pull up the comment monitor quickly. Even though I do have comments on the side here, if I switch, do I have? Yes, I do have this scene. So there's the comments. I'm addressing 2 comments. These are actually very good, so I'm going to show these. I've responded to them this way, but I'll let them know in case they don't see this video. So Lizzie Linux says, this is on my video, other ways you can support me other than Patreon. If you're not getting Patreons, it might be because people aren't personally connecting with your content yet. The tough truth is that most people won't donate until you make stuff they love and need more of. You're a very well-spoken person. I bet you'll figure something out. Best of luck. I wholeheartedly agree with that, okay? If you like a host, well, they have to be doing something good. Otherwise, switch back to me for a second. Otherwise, they're not going to want to support that thing. And, you know, even if it's, like, the internet's cool because you can have certain niches, different people that will want to do some weird specific thing that you might not find in real life because you're the only one in your community, and, I don't know, let's say, spread across the United States, maybe in the whole world, there's a total of 50 people that want that. You know, stuff like that can happen on the internet, and it's really cool, but you do have to have something that people want, and something that's good, too, because I can be a really great host like I am, but I'm not going to get viewership if I'm not putting out, like, good things and things that... I don't know. I lost where I was going with that. Let's go back to here and read this other comment. So we got, I think it's Mute Zero. I like you. I think you're an entertaining personality. To be 100% honest, though, I'm not really into any of the content you're putting out lately. You had some successful review and tutorials back a while back. I'd love to see you start doing more reviews or something. I feel like if you focus on making short, fun content that highlights your personality, then the views and Patrons would start coming in. So this is another very valid point. Back to me. Very valid point. I agree with both of those points wholeheartedly. So currently, I'm not working at my day job because there was a little situation that happened, and after speaking with the manager, he recognized my situation, which I'm going to talk about that most likely at some point once I get my studio set up. It's going to be some big news for everyone, but I'm also going to be advocating for change by talking about it. So anyways, that happened, and the plan was to switch locations at the pizza place that I work at. It's Marco's Pizza. I was going to switch from the Orem to the Linden one. And then, you know, I even talked to the Linden manager, got everything, I thought, squared away there, and I thought it was going to be quick, and so I just spent time focusing on my animation project and some other things with my channel while I waited for that to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. It's been like 3 weeks, so when I get my animation project done, I am going to say, hey, when are we going to move me over to the other store? What's the plan? Don't feel bad that it's been like 3 weeks. I have had an absolute wonderful time working on my YouTube channel and doing some projects, and it's been really fun. And I don't know if I'll say this bit, but I might say, you know, I almost don't want to go back because it's a great job, but I just love doing this so much more, but I do need money, so I'm going back. That's why I would go back. I might consider looking for a job somewhere else. Maybe. I don't know. If I do, I'm not going to be in a rush to do it. I do have car savings right now. So first, I'm living with my parents. So they're excuse me. They can help pay for a lot of stuff. And I can take time to look for another job. Let's see, should I have a little bit of water in here? So, if I do have to look for another job, I will take my time, not be in such of a rush. So, so I have a car savings, and after doing a little bit of praying, I felt that using some of that money towards my channel is an okay thing, good thing to do, probably, actually. And I mean, I would like to have a car. It would let me get possibly a better job because I could drive farther. I could be able to go help out on a few film sets here and there, maybe if I had a car. There's some great things for having a car, and I'm going to do a video talking about my search for a car. And that's another video. So, but using to avoid some stuff for my studio and get it basically set up. I'm thinking maybe I'll buy some sound foam, but I'm definitely getting the door finished right now. We just actually finished getting the door straight, and we just need to put the trim back on and finish a few sealing things around the edges to help soundproof the space. So I'm using a bit from my car savings to start and get some things set up. I don't know how much I'm gonna use. I don't want to use all of it. I'm I'm just taking this one step at a time. But once I get the studio, basically, once I get the studio door on, then there's gonna be content of me putting stuff in there, which is gonna be fun. Like, I don't know, I have this Day of the Dead Rubik's Cube on my shelf right here. That might go up there somewhere. Just, it's gonna be like decorating setup. That'll be different content, because Minecraft is fun. I like Minecraft. But for me, it's this, and playing games in general, live streaming games is this very simple, easy, it takes 1 minute to set up a stream, and I'm off to the races with it kind of a thing that I want to be in between filler content. When I'm waiting for something on a project, like right now, I'm waiting for a few people to get back to me on voiceovers for my animation. I'll probably send out emails tomorrow and say, hey, just checking in to see what the process is going. I will so I'm doing Minecraft while I'm waiting for that. And that's one thing too, with that project, I kind of have a deadline, because I want to try and get it done this month, especially since the person who could do some music for it, that I'm going to pay to do some music for it, she has projects next month, and if I had to, I could wait until after, like, if it takes long enough to get the voiceovers, then yeah, I will wait until she's done with her other projects and then finish it and get custom music for it. But I'm trying to get it done sooner so that I can get custom music for it. So I kind of have not had deadlines for some things in the past, and I'm learning how to do that for my own projects. Like, keeping a deadline, for me, it kind of depends on what it is. Some stuff I'm good at, some stuff I'm not. I can tell you homework in school, for the little bit of school that I did, because it was very difficult for me to learn, and just, I have autism. That was tough and hard. But there are plenty of things that I can actually keep deadlines on. I'm able to do work at a pizza shop or Dollar Tree, and I do an okay job, especially now. When I worked at Dollar Tree, I wasn't as good at working as I am now, but I'm positive that they saw my desire to do good and actually just be the best employee that I could. I wasn't perfect, but that's one of my things that I try and bring to every job. And so, but not having deadlines for me in the past, because I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, especially ones that would want to be in videos. I didn't have any family that was nearby that would want to be in videos. I just didn't have a lot of people to make videos with me. And so I kind of got this mentality in my head where, like, the only way I'll ever get any bigger projects that involve other people done is if I first find all the people that I need for the project, and then I schedule a time that works for everyone, because I won't find anybody if I pick a specific date and say, hey, we're filming these days, let's do it, and then, because what if people aren't available? But I'm learning that definitely is an approach that doesn't really work with, like, Utah Filmmakers and Actors Facebook group, or in general. That's not necessarily the best. If you're working with people that are close, or if you already have specific people that you need for something, there's no other way around it, yeah, sure, that can work. But if you're just getting almost anybody, picking regular people, having a deadline and stuff like that is good. So that's something that I'm going to start implementing for some of my bigger projects with other people. Let me just check back on the comments to make sure I'm going the right train of thought. So yeah, Minecraft and games are just really filler. I'm trying to do other types of content, okay? Like, I want to do a stream on some of my Star Wars Transformers and mess around with those, or even my dollar store Transformers. I want to do little other streams like that, of me just messing around with stuff. I want to do streams of, like, my alarm clock collection. That'll be set up. That'll be a fun stream. I'll like that. Hope you guys will like that, too. And Mute Zero. I hope I'm saying your name right. Focus on short, fun content that highlights your personality. Then the views and Patreons would start coming in. So yeah, I mean, and the Minecraft streams I recognize are a little bit long. Even though YouTube does have a system that's really good at remembering where you are, so you can pick it up next time. Like, I don't know, that one I recognize is a little tougher for everyone to get into. If you're like investing an hour of your time, so that's why I feel like what sometimes happens when like nobody tunes in live when I'm there, it's less interesting for the full hour. And so a lot of the videos that I do in between, they get less views than when there are people actually available live. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them getting less views. I just want to live stream the whole entire thing and not have anything necessarily cut out. Because I personally I don't really like that. Like, there's been a few times where Captain Spark is like, so, off camera, I did this. And I'm like, aw, I wanted to watch you do that. Oh well, I get that not everybody does. So, I'm trying to do more than just playing games. The animation thing is going to be the biggest thing coming up. That's an actual edited project. I want to do short, fun, scripted things. I want to, like, there's some bigger film projects that are in my mind, my head, some bigger film projects that I've started writing scripts on that I do want to do some work for and set up. But I'm going to do smaller, shorter projects in between to get practice for that so I can make those really good. So I'm going to be expanding and doing more content and more things eventually. One of the big problems, though, is Pinnacle Studio. Like, I know I've talked about this a bunch and about it having issues, but it's the point now where every single time I go to do a video, you can guarantee there will be something that's not going to work. At best, it's just going to be slow, and I have to wait 30 plus seconds for it to finish rendering my edit so then I can preview it and see if it looks good and make changes to it. At worst, it doesn't like a frame, and I need to upload it tonight, but I finished a video on excuse me, hiccups, burps. I finished a video on installing the studio door, which this is like just getting it up. I haven't recorded any of this, but since then we've like shimmed it and made the frame right. Why am I wearing these if I'm not listening to anything? But we've shimmed it and framed it right so that it closes properly now. And so the next step is actually sealing the door. And so I have a video coming out on that. That video, there was one spot where I had sped up the footage some, and it would not render past that, so I couldn't preview and see if my speed up was good or not. But I figured it was a frame issue, so I sped up the footage some more, and it still looked okay. And because that frame was no longer in question anymore. Have another mint. So basically, I think that's most of my thoughts here. If anybody had joined live, I would have answered questions, but I am working on trying to do some other content besides just what I have been doing. Like, the arcade thing was fun. I think some more arcade videos could be fun, but again, that's an edited thing that I'm kind of scared to edit. So I may try getting the newer version of Pinnacle Studio. Yeah, maybe not. I don't want to because I want all my projects just to be in Adobe for all of the new creative features that I'll have at my fingertips. And also, so that there's less split up. So that it's like, in the future, there's less of a chance that if I have to go back to an old project, it will be one that's in a different editing program that I either don't have anymore or that I'll have to boot up again. I mean, yeah. So that, I think, is pretty much it for now. In the next couple of days, well, maybe not next couple of days, but, the other thing, too, is I don't exactly know when everyone's available. So there are some things like messing with my transformers. That's something that I could just set up a live camera and do in place of my Minecraft streams and whatnot. And so I will try and do some of that streamed live at some point soon. And I'll try and do it. I think usually middle of the day is when I get some people who are able to tune in, like G-Star is available then. So I'll try some stuff like that during middle of the day, but Once I get the studio set up, I do have a few things planned with guests that I want to do, if they're still available. One person should be available. I don't know. It won't be like, oh, I'm free, great, and we'll do it immediately, but, you know. So I do have other things in the pipeline that I am slowly working on and trying to get set up and finished. And, yeah. I'm going to stop here because I'll probably just end up repeating myself. Oh, wait, actually, no. I need to reviews. Let me look at these comments because there was something about reviews. So, short, fun content, yeah. I do have some YouTube shorts that kind of do that, sure. But, so reviews and tutorial videos. I need to address that. I kind of want to sometimes talk about stuff. Like, I've had these MPOW Flame S earbuds for maybe a month or so now. They've been great. I've wanted to do a short video on them. But just sitting in front of a camera rambling about something for a bit isn't necessarily the best for a review. Maybe if my editor was working better, I'd feel more comfortable doing something that had B-roll. Like, think of an MKBHD review video. I would want to do something kind of like that, but for those. I've wanted to do that here and there, but then that's also not been the thing I've been most interested in. Or like my alarm clocks collection. There's a tub off to my right, and some clocks on a shelf off to my left. I've wanted to do some reviews on those in the past, and I probably will at some point do some reviews on those. They'll be kind of spread out a bit. But it's things like that where there's parts of that process that don't fully interest me. And once we get into some of the more computer tutorial type stuff, I don't know, maybe I'll do more of that. There's those things where I don't necessarily feel like spending the time editing on them. I want to do more short films, okay? The animation has been fun and using my creative stuff. I started something several months ago, actually, like 2 or 3 months ago now, that I'm waiting till I have space in my room to finish, because I need to film some scenes that are actually here in my room. And then, but there's some boxes and stuff in the way right now. So once I get those dug out, I will be able to actually finish that project, because I have a script for that. It's just me in it, though. And so I will finish that project, and that will be a fun edited thing. Like, like think of the calculator. Think of A Gummy Bear's Life. By the way, I have a films playlist. So if you haven't seen all of my things that I consider actual films, go check that out. If there's a video I have that you think should be put on that list, because I've forgotten about it, but it counts as like a short film or an animation or something, let me know. But that's pretty much it. I will try and do some more reviews and some content, things like that. I'm basically going to branch out and diversify my content a little bit, with the focus being shorts and things. But, yeah, there's a few other videos I have in the editing pipeline where I'm just waiting for certain things to happen. Like, one of them I was going to get the voice of my friend saying one line, but at this point, actually, I do have a friend I could fill that line with. So, that's actually been taken care of, I just realized. I was just thinking I could use my own voice for that, but, yeah. So, I've got other stuff in the pipeline, and I hopefully, once I get the studio set up, I'll be able to have a more regular routine and have a little more diversity with some of the content and things. I love the idea of putting out a nice review that has great B-roll. Think about some of the shots that LGR does for his videos. But, yeah. So, one last check at these comments here. Content. Yeah, oh, this reminds me, too. Another thing that I remember was popular was food. That's one that I might be able to do relatively simple. Even if it's not as nicely edited as it used to be, people liked me trying food. There was some interest in when I went live and just tried candy and stuff, although not a lot. If that's something you guys actually liked and you want to see more of, I can try doing more of that. I just didn't feel like it was really grabbing my audience, and I didn't feel like it was something that I really liked spending my time doing, and I kind of wanted to cut down on that a bit. But, ultimately, though, if something you liked is something that would be really easy just for me to go live and stream it, or maybe, I don't know, I don't want to have to record a video and then upload the video, but maybe. Just if it's something I can do that's live and streaming, especially once I get my studio set up, and I don't have to put a lot of work into, that you liked, those things can go under the area of stuff to be filled in while I'm working on the bigger projects I want to. If it really, really is just as simple as going live, there's a slightly higher chance that I would do it. And then, I could do that in between my short films and other things. Short films and things are going to cost a little bit of money. But working on the animation has taught me, especially talking with people on the YouTube Filmmakers and Actors group, that you don't necessarily have to pay the minimums for SAG rates and stuff, although I'd like to. Paying less, people will show some interest and they will come, is not the exact words someone used, but very similar. And so that has given me a little bit of hope. And I've, realized because of that I can start, I can do projects that are extremely cheap. I once broke down the SAG day rate, which is like $150 a day. So it's about $12 an hour. And let's say I did a project that only took 2 hours to film on one day, and so I paid $20 a person. Yeah, that's probably a little more expensive than I could afford. Right now, I might say $20 for the entire few hours or so, but I don't know. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, or if you want to have a back and forth discussion about this, I'm willing to. Of course, I have to do it when people are available, but go ahead and leave questions down below. I'm willing to talk about some of the stuff that I'm doing. I do have a Patreon only video right now that will be Patreon only until a month after people see it on Patreon. Then I'll make it public. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's several times where it's been like, oh, this creator I like is doing Patreon only content. I would love to. That sounds awesome. You just teased something that sounds so very awesome that I would love to watch right now, but I can't afford it. It honestly has sometimes made me cry like it is now. So I feel a middle ground is having stuff that's Patreon only for a while, and then, I've talked about that in another video, so I'm going to stop here and try and get some other productivity project stuff done. Thank you guys so much for watching. My Patreon is patreon.com/culturals101. If you don't really feel like you're connecting with the content right now, or if you can't make monetary donations, I don't know what the C word I was trying to think of. Compensation? I don't know. Confirmation? That's not the right word. But basically, you guys can share me. That's free. Just go share me with friends and family. I'm trying to get to the requirements for the monetization, because I think that'll help a lot, especially considering that I still get like 10 to 20 views a day for my most popular videos. Green's Cremation is second place. Most popular is Pulling a Blood Feather. That's at like 47,000 views now. I remember 2019, maybe middle of 2020, when coworkers found that video and were showing it around, and it was at 16,000 views. Those videos are just going crazy. So, yeah, very good comments. I am trying to diversify, and, last thing I can say is, I am kind of sort of trying to weed out and not do some of the content that people like less, but there's a point where I can't, because, it's me. I gotta do things that I actually like. If there's, the review videos and stuff, I can maybe find a way to do them that I would like them, but they're not necessarily some of my favorite stuff, so I wouldn't do them all the time. Turning into LGR, or MKBHD, or, I don't know, Linus Tech Tips with his computer reviews, thinking of that actually kind of makes me cry. I would feel almost like I was in prison or something if that was the type of content that really took off, and I was doing that constantly. I like creative storytelling and short films. So there can be some of that. I'm willing to allow room for some of that, but it's not gonna be my main focus. And so, hopefully, this is really good. Addressed some points, answered some questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot to the people who have started coming regularly and seeing my numbers go up. Although, truth be told, I just really liked some of this, so if the numbers weren't going up, I might still even be doing it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in whatever's next. Bye.